Bananas. Ooh.
Croeso, Kim Yang. I am interviewing you today for a global music match, and I am really excited to be speaking with you.
Thanks for having me here, Cara. Very excited to talk to you as well here from Australia.
Yeah, we were just saying you're 9 hours ahead of me, so I kind of said you're from the future.
Yeah, you can say that. You're talking to the future right now.
Yeah. How would you describe your music to someone that's never heard of you before?
Well, I would say my music is kind of like singer-songwriter, bit of folk, bit of pop, um, sometimes a bit of blues, maybe a tiny bit of jazz, tiny, tiny bit. I would say just 2%, not too much. But I think all in all, I would just say it's singer-songwriter. It's all about storytelling and with me and my guitar, sometimes with my ukulele. In different stages, really. I think when I was growing up, I would go on family trips with my cousin's family, and we would listen to like Taiwanese folk songs on a cassette, like over and over again, and we just sing along to it, and also like in a lot of like family gatherings, we would go to restaurants with karaoke machines. So yeah, that's like we just play with karaoke machine and sing. Um, so I think the passion is always there. I just love singing. Um, and but I didn't play any instruments, or not really. I sort of play instruments on and off when I was growing up because mom couldn't really afford music lessons, so she was like, "Oh yeah, I book you 2 lessons here, 2 lessons there." um, but when I actually play a guitar and perform, it was probably about 5 years ago when I moved here to Australia. Um, I think the passion was always there, but I never really explore like how much I really wanted it to be part of my life. I actually went on to a singing contest on the national TV back in Taiwan, um, and I got signed to record. But I think being in front of like a huge crowd was really scary for me, so I stopped singing for at least 7 years after
Oh,
the TV show. Yeah, I guess just I couldn't really take comments, like public comments, and I will start, overthinking it. It's like, oh, somebody just said I look too fat on the TV, or things like, oh, she sings like a little girl and too much vibrato in her voice and all that. So that experience really shattered my confidence in music. And then after that, I just didn't want to play music. So when I was in my late 20s, say 5 years ago, um, came to Australia, I was working a 9 to 5 job, didn't enjoy my job. So I'm like, I'm just going to go back to music and really find time to explore. And so I started busking about 5 years ago around Canberra, which is the capital city of Australia. And from there, I've been supporting a lot of big name artists and play at festivals and all that. So my journey is sort of windy, and finally I'm here. And now I'm at the global music match with amazing people.
that's a really amazing story. And I'm really
Mm.
glad that you came back to music. I can't believe 5 years and you've already accomplished so much. That's amazing.
Since you're writing chords, melody, and then from there I would spend some time to sort of wrap up everything, make sure each section of the song has its own message, and yeah, and that's it. Like I normally I'm a bit lazy to go back to the song and trying to refine it over and over it again. I just want to finish it, and because I
Yeah,
know that's the moment that I want to write it. So
yeah,
I'm pretty like that's a definite like that song is finished. I'm done.
yeah.
It's not the end, not the end.
Between 2019 and 2020, you went on tour for your EP release. But what's been your favorite live show?
Oh, okay. I guess the oh, there's so many, but yeah, the favorite one. I would say my first favorite one. I think that's always the most memorable gig. Um, I think the first time I play at a folk festival, so in Canberra we have the National Folk Festival here every Easter, and back in 2019 that was my first ever big festival gig, and I was so nervous, so excited as well. And this one gig I play at, it's a giant tent where you can fit in 200 people.
Wow.
So for the first festival gig, that was pretty daunting. Um, but I think at the time I was doing the sound check, and somehow my ukulele didn't really. I think the pickup had some problems, and my ukulele was making some weird noises. So I was like, I was already so nervous, and my ukulele wasn't working, and I was like, oh no, and I was literally freaked out on the stage, and then just like, oh god, what's happening? And I literally did this on stage, and everyone just laughed so much, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not nervous anymore. um, so it was pretty memorable because from there I start singing a few songs, and then people start to come in and fill out all the seats, and the whole tent is just full of people, and I was like, wow, this is really amazing.
Yeah,
um just people at the festival, they can just hear me from outside, and then just slowly fill out all the seats. And because of that ukulele incident, I was able to joke a little bit more, because I was like, what's the point of being nervous? It was really, really fun. So that's the most memorable.
so you played Australia's National Folk Festival and Sydney Folk Festival earlier this year. But if you could play at any venue or festival in any country, what venue or festival would it be?
Oh, that is hard. Well, I think because I'm still sort of exploring the whole festival scene overseas at the moment. Um, uh, I'm actually really, really into, well, in Australia, we also have another big festival called the Woodford Folk Festival. I would say that's the biggest folk festival here in Australia, despite the National Folk Festival is sort of here in Canberra. But I've heard a lot of fun stuff over there. People talk about you can be really hippie if you want, and dress like whatever you want to be, and just be crazy and enjoy life and music. And that's my short-term goal. But for the long-term goal, I would love to go to yeah, like even just to America, the Folk Alliance's international conference, to be able to showcase my music over there. I think that would be amazing. Yeah, for me, any festival is cool, really. Like, I just love to meet people and sort of expand my audience in different places. So I'm always open to go anywhere in the world and play and talk to
Yeah.
people, connect with people. Yeah.
You are a multi-instrumentalist and producer, but if you could play any other instrument, what would it be?
Well, I really love alto harp, and I don't know if you've seen alto harp before. It's like sort of in America they have this bluesgrass music back in the 60s, and then they have this like sort of box looking thing, and it has like a little sound hole in between, and they have maybe 36 strings or something, so you have to tune them all individually. And it's like 4 octaves of the scales. So you just press the buttons. There's like a square box with buttons, and they all have chord names on it. So it's like you can just see what chords they are and just like press the button. But they're all sort of far apart. So still skillful if you can do it. Just like need to make sure the position of each chord when you strum it, and you just hold it like a baby and you strum like that. So I think it's a really cool instrument. I actually do have one, but I love collecting instruments like this one. And I actually do have an alto harp, but I put it away because it always goes out of tune, and and I just wish I can play it better.
Okay, there it is. As a fellow artist, I know how the music industry can be frustrating at times. What I'm wondering is, if you could change any aspects of the music industry, what would it be and why?
It would be great if we can have more venues that really value musicians and actually pay them properly. Being underpaid to perform, and it feels like the venue is giving you exposure to play. I guess I would love it when people really validate musician as an actual job, not just a hobby.
Touch me deep.
What was your favorite thing to snack on whilst in the studio?
Bananas. I just yeah. I just want to eat bananas.
Well, speaking of snacks, I went along to a shop that's about a 15-minute walk from where I live, and they have like some really great snacks from all around the world, and they have a whole selection, and I'll have to send you the video of this afterwards, a whole selection of Tim Tams.
Yeah.
So I picked up some dark chocolate Tim Tams to try.
Tell me about it.
It's so
it's
good.
Like 2 seconds once you put it in your mouth. For 2 seconds, you said so good. I'm sure.
Oh wow! I'm gonna dip it in my coffee.
Yes, you have to dip it in.
Wow. That whole pack is going. That whole pack is going this week.
Light to my darkness.
I guess I'm on to my last question, which is, what excites you most about your future?
I think because now everybody is allowed to travel overseas again, and I'm just really excited to be able to travel again.
Yeah,
that's the most exciting thing I'm looking forward to. Travel it again and just bring my guitar, and play music for people at the festivals, and not thinking about social media. And that's the most exciting things.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with me. I enjoy listening to all of your answers. You had some fantastic ones, and I absolutely love my Tim Tam. So thank you so much for giving me an excuse. Really looking forward to hearing the rest of your releases and getting stuck in with some collaborating over the next few weeks.
But thanks for having me. And
Okay, well, Hool Vower.
Hool
Vower.
Hool
Yeah,
Vower.
that's it.
Hool Vower.
Hool Vower.
Thank you.